Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Alchemy Factory. I have new setups. So after the last episode when I realized that things weren't really working very well with my sand production machine, and I couldn't really see what the problem was because it was completely bricked in, and I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, that's what it looked like before. I have completely rebuilt it and it is working now as it should. A full belt coming out. So now I can do upgrades and stuff, and I know that this is actually working. Now this machine in total is producing clay powder. So the clay powder is running absolutely correctly, as you can see. But the sand portion was the big problem. The sand wasn't coming out properly. I rebuilt it. So now, if I want to load things into one of these machines, I can see through and I can put stone on, and I needed to because I pulled out a lot of stone from those two machines that were down there. And one of the reasons for that was because I had all of these lines running down the back of it. It was a terrible design. Anyway, this one is much better. It's only using 2 portals, 1 for the wood, 1 for the stone, as opposed to that one that was using 3 for the stone and 1 for the wood. So I'm pretty happy with this. So we have lots of clay powder now, and I have 6 of these setups, which means I can treble my production over here because each of these is producing 30 clay powder. So, yep. I can hop into the advanced blender and I can build 3 of them. But that means that we need 20 per minute chamomile powder. Now that would have been a problem, but since I changed to fertilizing this with a growth potion, something weird happened. This is now producing at 120 per minute. When we first built it and we were running it on the advanced fertilizer, this was producing at 12.5 per minute. So I thought I was going to need quite a lot more. Well, by the looks of it, these 2 are going to be more than sufficient. In fact, I probably only need 1. So that's cool. That leaves this little part over here. Now, I thought about building it up and closing it in and being able to stack it. But honestly, I don't really think that's necessary. If I redesign this with this little setup, the brine setup sitting on top, I'm pretty sure that we can make it a little bit more compact. Oh, you'll also notice that I use different pieces that I haven't used before. These are, under furniture, the wooden box. And the wooden box is the exact height. I also moved away from using the large blast furnace because I didn't need it. 2 small ones work perfectly well and the fuel feeds in one little spot. Anyway, so that's what was done between episodes. What we're going to do today, first of all, we're going to expand this and treble it because this stuff is good. But while I was fiddling around, I decided to close the shop. And that means everything is backed up again. So I think maybe it's time to open the shop. We also do have a bunch of diamonds. Look at that. There's 16 in there. That's pretty cool. So my diamond production is doing pretty well. I bought a few more bits of quartz. They've all been used. There are another 5 diamonds. I'm taking them. And we will just add them to this shelf because this takes quite a lot. I think I could fit another 3 in there. Yep. So we could max that out. I have lots of relics. So the Jupiters and the Saturns are stocked up. Everything is looking pretty good. Let's have a look at where we're going. So we have the Alembic, and that Alembic allows us to create brandy and lavender oil and sulfuric acid. And then we can go down to the blast potion. That needs a whole bunch of stuff. I have no idea what that is, but I'm pretty sure we'll find out. There's a thermal extractor. It's an advanced extractor with an added heating module. The higher up it's built, the greater its output, which is making me think that maybe we should centralize all of our fluid. I don't know, but it's a possibility. Then there is the paradox crucible. I haven't even looked at the other crucible yet, but I have some ideas now. And then we have the advanced shaper, which will eventually allow us to research the Venus, which is one heck of a process. Anyway, I think we're going to just do, I don't think we need any of that stuff for this. So let's head down the line. We'll research the Alembic, and we'll queue up the brandy when the time comes. Anyway, it does look like we've got a lot to do today, so let's get stuck in. Before we continue, I was having a problem with fertilizer. And the reason was because I thought the fertilizer was quite fine. Then I opened the shop and everything started using resources, including fertilizer. And it showed that the fertilizer wasn't producing. So there's the Alembic. So I doubled the production. So I basically took this whole setup and doubled it. And I'm pretty sure that I can make this better. But the belts are full, and once we open the shop, which we're going to do now, we'll see what the effects are and if it can keep up now. So let's open the shop, check out the quests. I can't do those, and I can't do those. I have to do those pocket watches at some point. And then if I run upstairs, I think I should be able to pop this in again. Yeah, let's do this dispatch portal. Although it looks like the money belt is going to back up. I wonder if that's not even worth it, is it? But when everything kicks off, this will start using cash again. Oh well, no, we'll leave it as it is. Maybe we'll open it. I don't know yet. Yeah, as you can see, my cash has dropped. We'll have to get that up. I'm pretty sure that by opening the shop, I haven't been able to do many quests, and the ones that I have been able to do have been small. All of them over the past few days have included the pocket watches and the Mars. And I'm not there yet. Even though I haven't actually unlocked them in the research, it's strange that they'd be requesting them already. Maybe it was just because of the level that I unlocked, but that sort of seems bad. Yeah, I'm also going to have to take all of this down and replace this slot. Maybe I should cut off the money for this right now. You know, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'd rather get the quartz and eliminate all of this. It's going to save a lot of space, and we can do something else down here. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I'm doing it. And I'm pretty sure that what we have in here is going to last us quite a while still. So yeah, we'll just let that all run through. Another thing I'm going to need to do pretty urgently is redo my entire copper setup. Now, in the last episode, I realized that each of these are doing 120, and I was running them in on the same line, so they were trying to squeeze 240 on one line to split them up. So I did this little thing and split them up for both the sage and the flax. So now it should be working a little more efficiently. But still, this is not great. Yeah, and the whole layout is just, it's not right. So I'm going to redo it. Anyway, there's the end of the day. I did do some quests. They were little. And somehow, no, we didn't quite make a profit. Almost there, though. And that was it. That was all the activity. Today is going to be very different. Okay, so as a result of me building this, it's caused a problem with more wood than I can do anything with. So what I did was I created a separate Jupiter setup. Now I did want to use this area over here for like a mall, warehouse, storeroom type place. I may get to that. At the moment I'm going to suck it up and just run around and collect what I need when I need it. But this is doing pretty well. This setup is making us Jupiters. Probably better than the setup I originally had. And I am making sure that the fertilizer keeps flowing by tossing out the extra wood. And that's on a priority splitter. Now, this is probably sacrilege to some people. I mean, I'm throwing away cash, literally. But there's seriously nothing I can do with this. Not at the moment, anyway. But there might be something further down the line that I may be able to do this with. But I think by then, I'm probably going to be doing away with this fertilizer setup, because the other fertilizers are way better. Anyway, we'll see what happens. So the shop is open. People have started coming in. We are getting sales. Our reputation dropped to 91, which wasn't cool, but so be it. Hoping that lots of people buy diamonds. We need a lot of cash. Oh, and another thing I found out. Look at that. You can put the candles up over here. Thank you very much for Xanth, I think it is, in my Discord. So if you choose the candle, you can put it on the ground, but then you can also press T and it turns into wall mounted. Pretty cool. Anyway, so my factory is relatively well lit. Right, so we researched the Alembic. Let's go. Why? Oh, money. Yes, I need money. Let's first see what quests we have. That's the same one. That's not doable. That I can do. Oh, it's 40, but you know, we'll go and collect the goods. And I need to get my salt set up soon. And random quest delivered. So how expensive are these researches? 43 silver coins. That's rough. Okay, but we can start that brandy research and see where it takes us. In the meantime, we can build the new thing, the Alembic. That's this. And, oh, it needs to be built on a furnace. So we'll do that. And shove one of these on. And then recipe. Oh, there's no recipes available. Oh, it's obviously because I'm researching the first one. So we'll come back to that. I'll head upstairs. And now I want to do something with this lot. And that research is finished, but just trying to figure out how I can do this a little bit better. There's no easy way to span. Yeah, there's no easy way to span this. The beams are either too short, like these, or too long. So, yeah, I won't necessarily be stacking these. I did try and put these under the steel platforms, but yeah, they don't work. So maybe I should just do this 3 times. I've got space for it. I just need a bunch of more sigils. And I think I just found my solution for the salt. Because if I can see the salt is backing up because we're not using it all. These are producing 900 brine, but the recipe only needs 800. So we've got an extra 100 brine that we could be making. If I was to take a priority splitter, yeah, I might be able to do that. And then I won't duplicate this. I'll just duplicate the rock crushers and then add on to this because this is pushing out 50. I have capacity on my belts for a lot more than that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'll have salt that I can feed over to there. Okay, that means I need 10 sigils. How are we doing over here? Are we selling diamonds? Yeah, we have sold a few. Oh, wow. The steel gears are getting taken up very quickly. And that's one of the things I'm having a bit of a problem with because I don't have a balance. Oh, right. I haven't connected this belt. No, that's fine. It's supposed to sell out. I'm not going to be selling these because I need to redo my iron and steel production. Right now, I've got copious amounts of iron and loads of steel. So I may just have to take this lot and run it through a few processes. And I think I might do that just to keep things running. But with this game, you never know what's coming in the future. So you might be building a really nice setup and then you can only use it for a while. Anyway, I was going to go and buy 10 sigils. Let me see how I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to line it up with this one. That way I can route the money around to the others. Yeah, and I'll also have a space to put the splitter. I think before I do anything, I almost need to cut this off. I do have some of these in stock. They aren't feeding anywhere else as yet. I know this is a waste, but oh, no, not that much. Let's take this all out, cut it, and just move it over there. And then I need to X this portal. So that's out. And I did pick up a couple of rock salt. I must remember that. And I'm going to pick up some more. So we'll take that out, delete this, and then move it over to this side. And now load it up, and we'll put the portal back. Then I need to duplicate this. So we'll duplicate up to there. Now I have to connect that piece. Let me connect that piece of bolt first. Yeah, I don't really want to connect this piece in, but I'll put that there. I must just remember to connect that up. We'll select all of this. We'll confirm, and I'll find that I'm missing large wooden gears. All right, so we're back. And if I place one there and one there. Now, there's going to be a lot of cost to pull these up. And I have to remove a little bit of belt because we're going to put in the filter splitter. And I think I'm going to stand it up this time. Then we can go over the top. Right, so those are in. Now, I want the sand to head out in that direction. So if I filter for sand on all of them, okay, those are all filtered now. The salt will come out in this direction. So we'll bring the salt through to here. And then we'll just bring a belt over here. Nails. Continue that through. And then we can just drop it straight off over here. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just like that. So bring that belt through to there. Right, so that'll take the sand away. Now I need to bring the cash in. Yeah, I haven't really left myself too much of a good route to do that. But I suppose I could go over the top of this. And that needs to go up to there. Drop that in. I only have to do this twice. And that's in. And then I need to bring a belt in and raise this up. So we'll bring that in there and rotate that in. And grab some belt and feed that down to there. And then I just need to plug these things in. But I have rock salt on me, so I'll just get rid of those. Seeing a bit of a problem here. Why is this? Oh, okay. I think I'm clogged up. That's why. Let's see how the day went. Well, I would have to say that I probably made a bit of a profit. That was an outstanding day. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Good. All right. Yeah, there's something going on here. I am maybe backed up. Oh, yeah, I'm backed up with the salt. Right. Yeah, I hope I got my numbers right. Just momentarily. Just going to plug that in. It's going to be a bit wasteful, but this makes 300. Now, if I'm making 3 setups like this, I need 2400. So I would need 8 of these flasks. So basically I would need a full line of salt, 120 salt to feed 8 of these. And that is fine. And that means I needed 15 of, oh, okay. Well, it looks like I'm on. Yeah, it looks like I am, yeah, spot on the money. I'm not actually going to be making any extra salt. All right, well, so be it then. I'm going to cut this off and we're going to recreate this setup over here. And I'll start it there. And there's 8 of them. We'll belt those in just like that. And I think I'll go for the bigger storage bottles. Maybe just 1. Anyway, this is all working. And then we can take this over, drop it in there. And how high can we take this? We can take it pretty high. I wonder if we can put it on the ceilings. That would be cool. Now I'm going to have to test that. All right, so we have everything that we need. Now we need 3 of these. And I'm going to change how this all works, because we're going to line them up over here, give ourselves a little bit more space. So this is the advanced blender. Oh, actually, I do need to increase this output. I've only got 2 of the small grinders. That's fine. I'm going to start off by going over here and putting through, oh, what am I missing? Some glass. And while I'm doing that, let's see if we've got any quests that we can actually do. Nope. No, I could do that one. Yeah, that's it. Just that little one. And that's done. Right, so we can put the last advanced blender in. I'm going to need to get rid of this. Let's decide where I'm going to have my storage box. Yeah, I have it off to the side like this. That should be fine. And then I'm just going to cut off the supply over here. Take all of that out, put it into this box, and then start deleting. Confirm that's done. Well, what is... Yeah, I'm going to have to get rid of this pipe as well. Alright, that's done. So now each of these is going to be producing 30. This, on that recipe, needs 60. So 2 of these, which I have connected together already, will plug into 1. So let's do that. And then the others are going to have to come around. So these 2 here are connected over this way. We'll bring this through and around to there. Wait, what happened? Oh, there it is. Wow, that took a bit of time to render in. And then we can plug that one in there. And then this last one over here, we can run around the corner. And that one plugs into there. Good. Now, obviously, I just have to feed these guys some cash to get them going. And maybe now is the time. If I had done this properly. So I need to remove some of this. Now, I think because it was running, I didn't do this. We'll take those out. We'll do this guy. And rotate it into position and add belts up to there. Okay, so I believe I have already set all of these guys. Yes, I've already set all the targets for the catapults. I decided to use catapults here just because, you know, it's fun. And I'm going to need to connect all the power, the fuel in. Right, that is all done. So that should all kick off. Then I need to do something here. I'm overproducing. Because with this growth potion, these are doing 120 per minute. That goes into a grinder to do 20 per minute. So 6 small grinders or 3 large grinders on that will give us 120 just from 1. This needs 20, so we only need 60. We only need half of what one of these are producing. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to use it somewhere else, but that does mean that I can remove one of these, and it's going to be that one. And I'm going to take all of this out for now as well. Right, confirmed. So now that this is producing double what I... Oh, actually, hang on. Alright, so I'm just copying recipes. So press on the comma, recipe copied, full stop, recipe pasted. Makes it easy to do that. Alright, this one has started working. It's not running full speed yet. Getting there. But to feed this, I only need 3 crushers. 3 of the big ones. So I'm going to put 3 of them like that, grab my belt and run it into there. Then I'm going to take the output, that line, and do that. Grab lab stand, that needs to feed in like that, and then I'll copy that, paste and paste. This one needs to be out. Okay, then that goes in there and to there, and then the belts. Okay, so that's 2 components. These are, yep, 40 per minute. Okay, well, I'm doing too much because now this is doing 120. But that's fine, it'll back up. And then I need to bring in the pipes. We'll bring that up, that up. The first one went up a little bit too far, and that also up. We'll just pop the top one off, and then we'll connect all of those together, and we'll run this pipe over to there, and through to there. Now, I'm assuming that that will work. It does. There we go. Now, this one here still isn't outputting. What is the problem? Looks like I forgot a couple of bolts, and those are now in. Okay, this will start pushing through. All I need to do now is plug the storage in, and we are rocking and rolling. So, this is still self-fertilizing, so best not forget about that. And off it goes. Now we're going to be producing this growth potion at a much better rate. 30 per minute. I suppose, you know, with this setup, I don't know, maybe I could get rid of one of these huge fertilizer plants that I've got going here. I don't know. No, I'm not really willing to take that chance. Anyway, this, oh yeah, this is going to need some money. I'm going to run out of salt. All right, money is plugged in now. Not completely, because there's a belt needed there and one needed there. I did reduce, while times were tough, the silver coins to 4 per stack. We'll go and see if we're having a problem. Nope, end of the day. I don't know if this day is going to be as good as the previous one. Shouldn't be too bad though. I take that back. It was not good. Yeah, I wasn't selling any relics. And see how we're doing with them. Now there's a few in here. What is going on over here? Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, wow. I didn't see that coming. We have like 200 crude shards. We clogged up the sand. Holy cow. Now there's a thing. Let's go and offload those shards and go and get some diamonds. How are we doing on diamonds? Well, we got a couple. I'm not going to put them in the shop yet. This is all still running through. Oh, right. We're getting more from the top now. Are we clogging? We are. Yeah, I'm going to have to get some extra movement going here. Right, so that can get thrown in. Yeah, we don't want production upstairs to slow down. But yeah, it looks like it's all moving through now. So that should be a full belt. There should be 120 sand on that. Okay, and this is going to take a bit of time to get through the system. And we're up to 3 diamonds. But that was quite a thing. I didn't see that coming. Anyway, let's hop upstairs and have a look and see how we are doing now. Everything is moving again. Full belt of salt. Awesome. Yeah, I honestly did not see those shards filling up so quickly. That's amazing. But then, you know, I also didn't have a look at it for a little while. So we've started breaking this lot down. It's going to take some time to work all of this rock through, but it is disconnected. These ones, why aren't the targets set? No, that's fine. We'll just do it like that. So these will keep going until all the stone is done in here, and then we can sort out a quartz setup, which will be far more compact and I think beneficial. They are very expensive per quartz, but it'll be a lot more compact. And I assume even with the expense, you can only right now use it for getting the crude shards. So I'm going to assume that there is a profit involved. And look at that. Here comes another diamond. And then there were 4. Right, so before I was distracted by everything, I was going to have a look at this alembic. And now that we have the recipe, or do we? Now, sometimes you've got to close it and open it. So there's the brandy. It needs coke powder and it needs fruit wine. Actually, that's very easy. Why is it so easy? Well, it does take 60 per minute coke powder. Okay, that is probably going to be a separate setup. Yeah, our system is only making 120 coke powder per minute, and we are not producing enough. So that's a problem. I'm going to have to duplicate this setup, but I don't like it. I'm going to recreate it. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch though. How fast is it going down? Not terribly fast. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, well, at least I've got a heads up on that. How are we doing on fertilizer? The belts are still full. That's good news. And there's movement happening everywhere. Everything here is going pretty well. The boxes aren't clogging up yet. They will. On this side, it's just running smoothly. I didn't check this box. Huh. We have Jupiters. Let me throw a few more in the box. Oh dear, I did that wrong. Never mind, they'll be sold out quickly. And it's fine because I don't really have any Saturns right. And it's fine because I don't really have any Saturns right now. Yeah, this is starting to work again. So we got 2. And then I will eventually have to reroute this. Yeah, get the sand down to where the sand belongs. So the question is, where am I gonna make that brandy, and how much do I need to make? Oh, that makes 480 per minute. We could double that. I think we could double that pretty easily. So if I made enough for 120 coke, the extractors make 100 per minute, which is 10 times the fruit produced. So the fruit being produced is 60 per minute on this advanced fertilizer, but I think it'll be more on the other fertilizer, which, if I'm going to build upstairs, I'm going to use. Let's start making plans. We'll start off with setting up the production of the coke powder. Let me do something here. I like this design and I know that it's working. So I'm going to repurpose it. I doubt I have the goods on me. It's the sand factory. And I just need a portal and wooden nails. Oh, and by the way, I couldn't do any of the quests. This one needs black powder, which I don't have yet. Anyway, so we'll get to those again later. Right, so we're going to build the sand factory, just like that. And then I am going to remove the sand making part. So that is this part, and confirm. Now, it's still not ideal because I have 2 long conveyor lifts bringing the coal in. But at this stage, it's not really an issue. This is still nice and compact. On the other side, we have the outputs coming out at the floor level. All right, let me give myself a bit of scaffolding to stand on so I can see what's going on up at the top. That one we're going to change to coal because it will be doing coal. Wait a minute, I have regrets. I did need that whole setup. Oh gosh, that was a bit silly. Because the sand factory is basically the same as the coke powder factory. Am I right? Wait, what am I missing? Did I need to put something through any ovens? I think I did. Yeah, this... Okay. No, I did. I was right. The front part needs to change. Because right now, it's just going to crush. Oh man, it was such a nice setup as well. Right, just ignore everything that I just did. Because now we need to bring this up into 12 crucibles. And the day has come to an end. Yeah, another day of running a big loss. But I suppose that full amount over there, we would have made a profit if we didn't buy all of that rock salt. So it's all done. We need 12 crucibles, and we'll go back to the simple thing and see if I can fit 12 onto one of these. And if I place that over there, yeah, I think that'll work. And then I'll need to put those straight into grinders. So I'm going to need something for the grinders to stand on, and I think this box will do it. Let's see if we can get that done. Ah, yeah, I'm going to need a little more space. So we'll go there and grab the box and put it over there. So there will be some structures going on here because I need to bring it up and then wind it to the top. Similar to what I had with the sand, but coming in from the back. So we'll put lab stands up there. Then we can bring this one up from there up to there. And then we'll need structures on the other side. So we've got space for it to loop. So we'll grab one of those and one of those. And then that will go up. So this belt can come out. Oh, what is that? I think this is an obsolete one bringing things down. Yeah, I don't need this anymore. And it's not supporting anything, and no other belts are connected to it. No. Yeah, this was the structure used to bring the sand down. Right, so I can remove that. Let's start putting our crucibles in. So 3, 6, 9, and 12. Well, this is going to be fun. Let's not forget any belts or get anything the wrong way around. Okay, so the next level is there. Come in from the other side, make sure this belt is in and it's feeding. Now I didn't really check the bottom. Yeah, but it is going in. Good. Bring this over the top, grab this, rotate, and that's in. Back to the other side, 3 of those in, and then the last loop, and that's in. and the last pieces of belt like that. Good. So that'll bring all the crushed coal in to the burners. Now these each need an enhanced grinder. So we'll do this, super, and now we just have to bring it down. So I think I'm going to bring it down on the same side that the fuel goes in. So first we're going to need to build up a little. I'll use wooden blocks for that, and we'll have to go out one extra. So that'll come out that way. I didn't need the one extra. It'll probably go to ground from here, but for now that's fine. And then we know that we're feeding from the top like that. And I can basically copy this. Oh wait, I do need this side, but I need to put one of those up first. And then I can copy that and just turn it around. And that should be it. Then the lab stands, belts. This will be going this way. Lab stands again. Those in, belts. These will be coming down that way. Lab stands. And the last piece of belt. This all winds its way down. 120 per minute. That is a much neater look than what we had before. And I think I'll use this little nook over here and bring out that and last piece of belt. But that's not bad. 120 coke powder per minute. I think it's a much better design than that chunky thing I had down there. And I can see into it. I can't see what's going on here, but you know, that's one of those things. I will be able to see the flow on the belt though. So let's blueprint this guy. I got everything. Confirm, blueprint, and that is how I'm going to save it. Confirm. Now we're going to move this one. And let's see. What else did I need? I have a line that I can bring through with fertilizer over here. Oh, you know what? This one is going to be self-fueling. I do need to make a change. So I'm going to do that. Let this feed into there, and then the split will come off the side. Or maybe the front. Yeah, I think the front is probably better. Just fix that belt first. There. Okay, so that'll split what is needed for the fueling. Okay, now... Oh, did I forget a belt? I did forget a belt. And that is shocking. Oh, I forgot more belts. Oh, man. Wait, something doesn't seem right. Yeah. Okay, so it comes up. It goes that way. It goes that way. I'm going to have to follow this and make sure. I can sort of see what's going on over here. But I was looking at this earlier, and I think somehow I deleted belts that I didn't even realize I deleted. Or maybe I didn't put them in at all. Heck, I don't know. Well, they are in now. Everything is here. So let's go into the blueprints. This coke powder factory, I'm going to delete, and I'm going to redo it. I think everything is selected. Looks good. So we'll confirm this is it, and that is done. So now let's move this into a position. I think we're going to do it over there. We have a money belt close by. That's great. So we can cut it, and we'll bring it in over here. Look how tiny it is. That's awesome. I don't know if I should have it this close to the other factory. I can pop it in over there. Okay, so it fits into 2 blocks. And I can continue the trend. We'll put this down right over there. Grab a belt, put it into there. Make sure that that is actually set to coal ore. It's going to be expensive to get this started. Look at how nicely that fits in. This coke line can just get supplemented from here. But that's not the idea. Alright, so I'm going to drag my bottom line, which is the fertilizer line. Oh gosh, end of the day. And I ran a loss again. Not important. I'm going to bring this line out to over here. I'm going to put this alembic thing over here. And we're going to be making brandy. So the idea is I want to get 2 of these. So I'm making a lot more. So we'll be making 960. I have the 120 coke powder, potentially. I am using the regular advanced fertilizer. So that means I need 2400 fruit wine. I think I'm making a mistake bringing that fertilizer line through. I should rather have used this one. I have a feeling it's going to be a lot better. How much have I got? Oh, it's full. I might as well use it. So we're going to bring this over and around into... Oh gosh, I don't need to do that. It actually needs to go this way. And I'm going to leave a bit of space in case I need to bring anything up from somewhere down there one day. But now... First, a little test. I'm going to need to get myself some red currant seed. I'm going to put down a nursery. Oh, of course, I'm missing clay. I might be able to grab a bit of clay out of here. Yep, I can. Have I still got chamomile seeds on me? Apparently I do. Okay, red currant. And if I drop that in there, 120 per minute. So yeah, it doubles it. That still means that I need 10 of these to implement my plan. You know, I'm going to start small. I'm going to do 5. And I'm going to start them over here. Not without clay, I'm not. And that's 5. That's going to be making 600. 120 each. I will not be able to put them onto a belt. So what I'll do is I'll grab these and attach them straight to the outputs. Just like that. Yeah, that'll work. And then each of these will make 1200, which is... Wait, is that right? No, geez, I'm being an idiot. These only take in 10 per minute. Heck, what am I thinking? That's what happens when you have too many late nights in a row. That means that this is the wrong way around. I am going to rotate this. Okay, I'm really losing my mind. I didn't need 5 of those. I literally needed 1. Unless I change my mind and use this fertilizer, and I need 2. No, I'm going to make 1. And I'm going to put that one right over there. And I'm going to put a red currant seed in. Now that's going to make, once I've got this fertilizer in, 120 per minute, which translates to 1200, which translates to 1200 per minute of the juice. If I put it into 12 extractors, that can be located behind in 2 rows of 6. Rotate that around. That's right. And then honestly, this one could have gone straight down the middle. Yep, I'm going to do it. Do that and belt that down because what's coming out of there is 120 per minute. Those are in. All right, now we'll get 120. This will give us 1200. Man, this is all we need for the brandy setup. And then obviously the alembic. And just because I can, I'm going to do this. Line up one of these and set the target like that. There we go. It doesn't need a high flow of them coming through, so I don't need to bring the belt over. And we'll still keep this area fairly walkable. All right. Well, you know, the one thing I didn't take into account here was the need for storage boxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab one and put it over there and then belt this. If I can find my hotbar, belt that in. Now, I could easily double this by taking this setup and duplicating it. I'm already making 120 per minute over here. We only need 60 for one alembic. But you know what? I'm happy with this. And in time, this line will be supplemented. I don't know how well I'm doing with fuel on the other side. It's probably still dropping. But if I brought this through and I tied that in, just like that, then this one can carry on going through. And I can grab one of these. I think I'll turn that sideways. We will place our alembic. I think I'm going to face it backwards. It has a fluid output, so yeah, we don't really need anything fancy. And if I wanted to double up, I could. I could just put another one in. And I could triple up if I wanted to. Anyway, I was going to put some storage down over here. I'll just grab a couple of those. Drag that across like that. This across to there. And heck, we'll join it up over here. And then this can come out. And it's going to need to go up. I'm not sure how far, so we'll start on this side. And we'll bring it out to there. And head it over that way. And I think that's about the right spot. We can change the orientation. Bring it down. I was one short on the other axis. So we'll put that in. And then bring that down. And, well, hopefully that brings us the fluid that we need. Oh, well, once I set the recipe, it will. So right here, we need to do a bit of a split. So we'll bring that up and send it to there. This one's going to need to go up and in there. And then our belt can go to those two. I am going to put a block down like this. Oh, I'm out of wood. Wow. Right. The fuel lines down here are fine. How are we doing over on this side? Yeah, this is empty. Oh, no, actually, it's starting to fill up again. Huh. We must be backed up on something. Okay, back up here. I'm going to put 2 of these down because I want to put some storage. How's that going to work? Ooh, it's going to have to go up first. These are big. Maybe I'll use the small storage. Not going to make any difference. Still need to go up. Rather have the big one. Yeah, we'll just drop a couple of those in. And we'll start by going, come on, up, no, up and in, and then across and in. And that is everything. So let's set this recipe, and there we go. Well, maybe there we go. Oh, hang on, we're waiting for... Hold on, did I have something wrong? Coke powder. Yeah, that's right. Oh, silly. There we go. Now it'll work. Come on, show me this stuff. There's no indication in here that there's anything in. This is starting to get stuff into it, and it's working. We are getting 480 per minute of brandy. Okay, well, there's one component of the blast potion, which I can't research because I don't have enough cash. You know, I probably do have enough cash. I do have enough cash. Look at that, I'm all recovered. And the belts are still full. Oh, they won't be soon because I haven't actually connected up the money for this portal yet. Let's do that. So that is going in there. Now the money's going to run because that's all the coal. Yep, there it goes. And the coal is starting to come in. Good. So now we can do that research and we can start it. This is not working because this is probably full. Oh yeah, okay. The research is finished. I have added some more buffer storage on here. I will need to take this line through to the shop. I will sort that out. But in the meantime, yeah, we're doing okay. We've got a lot of growth potion. This is all moving again. Yeah, it looks good. And this is all going. We are almost filled up on the coal. Yep, we're looking strong. We are producing this stuff, and we finished that research. So before I forget, let's remove all of this, all my test stuff, and let's go and see what's new. Oh, okay, there's the blast potion. Oblivion essence, crafted at a paradox crucible. Okay. And black powder, crafted at the advanced blender. Well, we're going to have to check out those recipes. Okay, advanced blender, blast potion. Wait, hold on. Where's the recipe? Was I looking at the wrong thing? Oh, this is crafted at the advanced blender, not the black powder. The black powder is a material. Where is the black powder? I think I might need to research something else. The paradox crucible, I assume, is going to sit on one of those, and I haven't researched. Yeah, so we're going to have to do some research anyway. So the thermal extractor, well, let's research this. Yeah, it is pretty weird that we don't see the black powder yet, although we see the philosopher's stone. That's far away. There's the paradox crucible done. Now, I assume this is not going to have recipes. Oh, wait, I need some rivets. Right, there it is. Oh, gosh, what do we even put in there to make it? Hang on, now that I've researched that, we should see a recipe maybe? Okay, well, there's this one. It's made in a paradox crucible with one of these. Oh, they're interchangeable. Wait, hang on. So you craft the Oblivion essence with a Vitality essence. And you craft the Vitality essence with an Oblivion essence. So how do you make either one of those? This is so confusing. So is there some kind of an essence that I need to research that I missed? Anything up here? Oh, well, there's something. So the advanced assembler, I should probably do that research. That's probably what I'm missing. Oh, and actually, I should research the black powder. Well, that would certainly help. So I'll research that. Right, okay. Obviously, I wasn't concentrating, but we will find out shortly. We're going to keep an eye on how things are going. First of all, how many of these do we have? Oh, good. We've got some to sell. We need a better day at some point. We'll throw those in. Stock that shelf. Go upstairs. How are we doing over here? Very well. We have finished that research. Good. I'll cast some Saturns into the box. Good. I need to check up on this box. Oh, we've got some Jupiters in here as well. I'll just grab one extra. Oh, and I should probably check out quests. No. Nope. I could do that. It's cheap. Nope. Yeah, I can do that. Another cheap one. I could do that. That's not bad. Urgent. I suppose I could do that. And that. Oh, quite a few of them. All right, let's start with an urgent request. I need 135 yeast powder. So I can submit that. Then I need a whole bunch of salt. I need a bunch of turquoise and a little malachite, which I'm still not automatically putting into the store. I should be. Anyway, let's start from the bottom. Submit, submit. I can do that one and that one. All right, well, that will help. And by now, okay, well, these are loading. Ah, that's right. I've got a malachite box, so it is loading the shop automatically. Let's go and see if we've got any diamonds. Oh, we've got 8. Cool. Let's sell them. I don't know if I really need to, but I'm going to. I can make more. There we go. So now we can head up here, and there is the black powder. And that uses sulfur powder and charcoal powder. I can make charcoal powder very, very easily. But the heat value is 3000 compared to what we're using that is 660. So yeah, pretty good. But then the heat value of the blast potion is 24,000. Oh, wow. That's massive. But they're also quite expensive. So now we have to figure out the Oblivion Essence. Any new recipes in here? No, that's just where the black powder and the blast potion are made. But we have another machine. The Advanced Assembler. Need some gears for that. Right, that's done. There are no recipes available for this yet. Huh. So why did we unlock it then? Okay, so I see. We haven't unlocked the pocket watch. I might as well. And then I'll queue up this catalyst. I'm sure that's going to do something to help us. Maybe we have to do this fertile catalyst. It's got a nutrient value as well. 33,000. Fertility 6,000, so that's pretty good. Oh wow, this game gets so big. Then there's the advanced alembic, there's the advanced ethanol, there's silver, then there's gold. Gosh, it's big. Anyway, we just unlocked something. Alright, pocket watch. There it is. Steel gear, copper bearing, and glass. Now I think I need like 5 of those to upgrade my inventory. I should probably do that manually. But it wouldn't be bad to have a little setup for them because they are a little bit expensive. Right, we did that research, and I am not seeing anything new. Oh, there's a new thing. Okay. And that is used to make sapphires. Okay, but still, I'm so confused. I would have to do some research, because the Oblivion Essence makes the Vitality Essence, which makes the Oblivion Essence. It is a paradox. But now how do I make either one of those to put them in there? Is there a secret recipe? Maybe so. And we'll get to that in the next episode. It's getting all magical and stuff. In the meantime, we have a good stock of the strong stuff. And we're building up a little bit of stock over here. This setup was actually super easy. But I think my things are looking slightly neater than they were before. I still need to refine an entire kind of factory-wide setup. But I do need to start building up more because we have this thermal extractor coming up. And that is better if it's built higher up. So that's very interesting. Anyway, if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. I'm making diamonds. I'm going to be making more. I need to run all of this out, but it's taking so long. I mean, I cut this off ages ago. The money's still... Alright, this one's still got some cash in it as well. It just takes forever. Yeah, I'm going to switch over. This whole place could get more compact. But yeah, the day has ended. It should have been a pretty okay day. Yeah, I would say it was, I'd say it was good. Yep, we definitely made a decent profit. Good. And then we're going to explore the blast potion and those Oblivion Essence things and the black powder in the next episode. But thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, cheers!